Elon Musk is, at least according to some rankings, the richest man in the world. He's parlayed that wealth into incredible political power, becoming the largest single financial supporter of the party led by who its own vice president calls America's Hitler. This is not particularly surprising, considering how openly and publicly Elon Musk has been willing to exhibit his anti-Semitism, even performing Nazi salutes at the second inauguration of America's Hitler. He is a morally contemptible billionaire, and besides those serious issues, he may be one of the worst Dungeons & Dragons players in the world. Like the kind of player they write about in those Reddit stories about catastrophically bad D&D players who just destroy a table. In the approved biography of Elon Musk, authored by Walter Isaacson, there is a story about a Dungeons & Dragons event that Musk entered when he was younger. This is described in the book as a tournament where, and I quote, "The tournament's dungeon master assigned their mission. You have to save this woman by figuring out who in the game is the bad guy and killing him." A relatively classic and straightforward damsel in distress storyline where you get the opportunity to investigate the intrigue around the area, figure out who may be connected to the victim of the scheme, and then have your heroic final conflict. However, Elon Musk did not want to play Dungeons & Dragons. Elon Musk wanted to find a way to win this collaborative storytelling exercise. But how can you win a collaborative storytelling exercise? Well, when the Dungeon Master introduced the first NPC, Elon looked at the Dungeon Master and said, "I think you're the bad guy," and so they killed him. Elon was right, and the game, which was supposed to last a few hours, was over, is how Walter Isaacson describes it. Perhaps that NPC actually was the bad guy, or perhaps the DM had to improvise to try to keep some kind of story on the rails after this player decided to kill the very first NPC they met. We may never know. What we do know is that this selfish form of play is one of the worst ways to play Dungeons & Dragons. It does not just ruin your own chance to engage with the world and the story, it ruins the chance for your entire party to do that. And it even ruins your Dungeon Master's chance to play the game they love. When your Dungeon Master gives you adventure hooks, it is better and more fun for you and your party to engage with that hook, to see the adventure, not to try to trick your friends who are engaged in this exercise with you. Fundamentally, Elon Musk does not seem to understand what makes Dungeons & Dragons great, and instead sees it, as he sees most of the world, as an opportunity for him to pretend he is superior and impose himself on the world, which we can also see in his more recent engagements with the hobby. In November of 2024, when Wizards of the Coast released a book about the making of Dungeons & Dragons, there was a small section in the foreword that noted that some language in the first iteration of D&D presents a moral quandary, before explaining that the original version contained misogyny, uncritically included slavery, and includes strange choices in terms of cultural appropriation, and also includes sex and race essentialism, basically. In response to these simple statements of fact, Elon Musk took to X and decided to claim that nobody, and I mean nobody, gets to trash Gary Gygax and the geniuses who created Dungeons & Dragons, which feels like it contradicts Elon Musk's self-professed free speech absolutism, but the atheists further insist that anyone who does criticize Gary Gygax should burn in hell. Following this, Ian Miles Shung, who once professed to love Hitler, took to X to point out that one of the senior designers at WotC noted that he was not expecting that simple preface to rouse the ire of grognards, before noting that he does not take those critiques seriously, and added that he considers those people not worth listening to. This led Musk to respond publicly to this Hitler lover, "How much is Hasbro?" suggesting he would purchase the company to put the racism back in Dungeons & Dragons. Broadly, Elon Musk does not understand Dungeons & Dragons and seeks only to control it so that he can ensure it accords with his white supremacist worldview, a view wherein there are those who are innately, racially better fit for certain tasks than others. Elon Musk, the alleged sexual harasser, needs to maintain the sex and gender essentialism that used to be part of the game because he wants to ensure that his disgusting worldview remains normal enough that his power is not threatened. Dungeons & Dragons, for all of its many flaws, is a game that is far grander than Elon Musk's reductive worldview. It is a game that allows people to create a variety of worlds and characters that ignite their imagination. Elon Musk's hateful worldview should be incompatible with the future of this game, and should Elon Musk ever go through with his threat to purchase the game, I would immediately switch to another system.